Over the past few years, I've been able to travel the country and I've talked to literally hundreds of operators. Almost all of them do the same exact thing. Winter hits, things start to cool down, the calls slow down, and then so do they. But this is the one time of the year they should be working on the strategy that builds their entire next season. I promise you, the big players, they're already setting strategy for 2026. And 2026 is coming extremely fast. If you don't use a slow season to be intentional, you're gonna watch companies dominate the neighborhoods that you should be owning. Today, I'm going to break down in this video the exact strategy that you should be using to dominate your market in 2026. The first thing that you guys need to be working on in the offseason, if you haven't already, is branding. Branding is the first thing that you need to dominate your market in 2026. And I'm not just talking about like going to talk to your cousin, having to make a logo for you for $50. I mean like real, actually branding, being intentional, that kind of position you as a trusted company in your area, your neighborhood, or your zip code. I promise you, before customers even hear your voice, they judge your business by the way you look. If your branding looks small or looks cheap or looks generic, you lose trust before you even get to the door. When you pull up, people are going to look at you, they're going to open the door, they're going to see you coming, and they're going to see this chintzy logo or no logo or just a phone number, and you're already going to be price shopped or you even walk up to the door. Like you're always going to be competing in price if you look cheap. So make sure that you just look professional, that you look established, that you look safe, that you look like you are quality, and that you're the local authority. You guys want to have an identity that's memorable. Most companies just kind of blend in. Like you see them all the time. They have a white trucks with a name and a phone number. Or maybe there's like a little clip art thing on there and their logo means nothing. Customers forget you like almost immediately. Like you drive by and they don't even see you, just blend in with every single other white truck that's out there. You guys want to do the opposite. You want a brand that sticks out, that as soon as you drive by or as soon as you pull up, they know exactly who you are. When your trucks drive by, they're taking pictures of it because your brand's so cool. They're not just blending in with every other company truck that's out there. You want to have clean typography. You obviously want to have strong colors. Do some research. See which colors most females like. I mean, obviously, the people that we're targeting are typically females from the ages of 35 to 65. So find out what colors they like. Or maybe you have a mascot that tells a story about your brand. If your brand can't be recognized in the first 3 seconds from 50 feet away, I promise you it's not good enough. Next, you want to have truck wraps. We just got done talking about this. Like, make it a really good truck wrap. Your truck is literally a rolling billboard. Like I remember I was reading a book, and I can't remember the book off the top of my head, but it's about this company that was downtown New York, and they had one delivery truck. They drove up and down the main strip all the time, but everyone knew who they were because they were pink. So everyone just thought they had like 30 or 40 pink vehicles, but they only had one delivery car, and it was pink. Yes, that's probably why I chose pink, but that's besides the point. When I went into a different market, everything was green. I was on lawn care, everything was green, and my company is green. I knew I was just blending in. So I said, hey, I'm going to do something different, and I'm going to wrap all of our trinks, all of our technicians wear pink, and we just stood out. Everyone just knows us as the pink guys, right? So have a brand that sticks out, that's memorable. You want to have a good wrap that'll pull attention in your neighborhood, and I promise you, if you have a good truck wrap, it'll sell more than any other good ad will in that specific neighborhood. Like people call us all the time and say that they've seen our trucks. We want to have that really cool, clean, hip-looking truck that people want to have our vehicles in their driveway. But again, make sure they're clean, that they're bold, they're simple, they're easy to read, and please, for heaven's sake, no clutter. I have all these trucks that have all their services listed on there, and like you just get lost. Next, I can already talk about this, but you want to have your uniforms in your appearance, right? People judge you, like I said, as soon as you pull up to the door. As soon as you pull in the driveway, you step out of the car, they're already judging you from your truck to the way your technicians look. So make sure you have a uniform. They matter. Make sure that you have your boot covers. Maybe you have matching boot colors. But make sure you show up clean. It's not that hard. Maybe you have a separate hat. Maybe one's just a work hat, but one is a hat that you just put on to go talk at the door to make sure you're always looking clean and presentable. A lot of times that your technicians just show up and they have the big yellow stain from their hat because it's hot. Like give them an extra hat. Maybe give them a new hat a week. Whatever you guys are going to do to show up at the door, have your salesperson show up at the door to make sure you're clean and professional. Next is obviously, I want to check it with you guys just kind of about yard signs. It's still one of the most underrated branding tools that are out there. A bold yard sign and on a busy corner or street or like section creates so much brand awareness and can a lot of times outperform an expensive ad. And obviously make sure that when you have a website in your photos, that your site matches your truck wraps, right? You want to be cohesive. So if your truck wraps are blue and pink, make sure your website is blue and pink. Make sure it's clean, confident, it's modern. And for the life of me, please do not use stock photos. Please do not. I see so many websites that just have stock photos. Like, it's 2025, almost 2026. Cameras are so good on your phone. Take some time, put some effort into taking some good pictures, and real photos will build trust, not just with people, but on Google as well, right? So just take real pictures. Go hire someone to spend the day with you, follow around your technicians, and get some really good photos that you can add to your Google My Business profile, Facebook, whatever. Consistency does matter. And you want to be consistent everywhere across the board. So your trucks, your website, all your social media platforms, your mailers, your every door direct mail, your door hangers, your yard signs, your business cards, your Google My Business profile, whatever. Consistency creates confidence, and confidence creates trust, and trust is what sells every single time. If you guys do this, I promise you guys will dominate the market in 2026. The next thing you guys need to be doing to dominate your market in 2026 is to make sure you're in several or all platforms. Most operators get stuck on one platform because that's what they know how to use, and that's what they get good at. But Alex Ramosi calls this single channel risk. They get stuck on just Google, or get stuck on just Facebook, or get stuck on just postcards, or just referrals. But as soon as that one thing slows down, everything slows down. Let's just say in 2026, for some crazy reason that they shut down Google My Business profile, you couldn't run LSA ads, or if they shut down Google, like, of course that's not going to happen. But what if Facebook went down, and all of a sudden, like, you get all your leads from one platform, now you have zero channel to go to, you don't know what to do next. So just don't get stuck on one platform. You kind of have to be everywhere. You got to be on Google, you got to be on Facebook groups, you got to be in their news feed, you got to wrap your trucks. Like I said, you have yard signs, postcards, local conversations, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, you name it, be everywhere. Show up consistently, like I just said. And if you're visible across multiple channels, builds familiarity, and familiarity again builds trust, and trust wins the sale every single time. You don't need to go after the entire city. Like, I see so many people, like, will take door hangers, or they'll take every door direct mailers, and they'll just blast 10, 20, 30,000 across one marketing campaign, and then they get a few leads and say, oh, it sucks. Okay, don't do that. Be intentional. Be specific to certain neighborhoods. Again, with all your ads, all your door hangers, all your every door direct mails, all to specific neighborhoods, focus on those, and I promise you guys will win in 2026. But again, be on all platforms. Be on all the LinkedIn, TikTok, like I just said, be everywhere. Consistently show it up. And again, everyone will know who you are. And you've got a ton of trust and a ton of credibility. It's becoming the local celebrity in your market. One of the biggest things that I see on all the Facebook groups, forums, is like, as soon as the weather hits up, everyone takes off like a rocket. They have tons of leads. Weather's really good. Mosquitoes come out, bugs come out, and everyone else has a ton of leads, and everyone's happy. But then all of a sudden the spring rush is gone, and then leads die off, and then by late summer, mid-fall, early fall, winter, everyone's like, we have no leads, what to do? You guys need to start building that lead engine that has leads consistency all year round. Like, it is so hard to dominate a market or any business if you're constantly riding that roller coaster. Like, you're going up in the spring and then back down, then up in the spring and then back down, and you're constantly guessing, super stressed out, and you literally get blindsided because you have no leads. Like, you think it's going to be the best summer ever, and then all of a sudden your leads fall off the face of the earth. You guys need to be strategic and build a stable lead flow that is constant year round. And again, going back to what I said before, if you're stuck on one channel and that one channel takes a dip and you lose all your leads, you guys cannot do that. But if you build a constant lead flow, it lets you hire, it lets you grow, and you get to invest back in your company. You can scale super fast. The companies that dominate the zip codes aren't just relying on the weather or luck, I promise you. Like, they're showing up consistently, getting leads that never stop. Take this time in the off season, build your whole marketing calendar. When your truck wraps are going to be done, when your every door direct mailer is going to go out, build out your entire campaigns, have the door hangers made, have the mailers made, have the Facebook ads done, have them laid out on the calendar for the entire year, your upsell campaigns, email, text messages, all the things that you're going to do. Have them all on a marketing calendar that you got to be working on right now. So when spring hits, you don't even have to guess. It's all preset, locked and loaded, ready to go. You're building a consistent lead flow for the entire year. That's how you dominate your market in 2026. Let's talk about what actually happens after a lead comes in. You guys built out your great branding. You're showing up everywhere online. You have leads coming in. You have multiple channels that are giving you attention all over the place. You have lead flow coming in like crazy. But if the person that's on the phone isn't sharp or doesn't answer your phone or is super slow or the conversation just kind of feels messy and you're just wasting opportunity. And I see this all the time. Like I'll talk to all kinds of operators and like, yeah, our leads just kind of suck. Our leads are slow. I don't have the budget. Then I talk to the marketing companies, like they have a great budget. They're getting lots of leads. I don't know what's happening over there. They say we suck. The operator's saying that the marketing company sucks. They're fighting each other. I'll pick up the phone. I'll call that company. And it'll ring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. They don't answer the phone. I'll leave a message. Okay. Well, that was not a good experience. And then I'll call another company, and all of a sudden it's the first ring. They're answering the phone. Sounds super sharp. Like, there's the difference, right? So think about yourself. Put yourself in this position. You guys need something done. Maybe it's a Saturday, Friday night, whatever. And something happens. Your HVAC, plumbing goes down. Like the first thing you do is you pick up your phone, Google. First company that shows up, hit the button. You call them. They don't answer. The next thing you do is you go back to Google. You scroll to the next person, click on that button. They call. They answer. They got the sale. All just to say the first person who answers is typically that wins, right? So you guys are spending money on Google or Facebook or all these platforms. This is where most companies just quietly lose, honestly. So make sure just you're responding fast. You sound super confident. You have scripts for all your team. Keep it simple. Make sure they speak very clear. Make sure they follow up. Like I said, if they don't answer right away, which you should, make sure you're at least following up and make sure that the people just feel taken care of. People choose a company that feels like they have it all together. Like if you answer the phone, first 3 rings, they have a problem, you're able to solve the problem, you show up same day or next day or whenever, and you solve the problem for you, they're going to go refer you to more people, and that's who they want to do business with. And I've seen so many companies grow exponentially more with the same exact budget because they went from closing 20% because they weren't answering their phones and then getting dinged by Google, and then to converting 60, 70% and getting more leads, being an authority on Google giving them more leads because they're answering the phones just by improving that simple system. So sales cycle is very, very important right here. So make sure you guys have put a lot of time and effort in the off season to make sure that you have your whole system put in place. So when spring rush comes, that you're answering phones live, you have AI built in for backup, whatever you guys need to do. But I promise you guys, if you focus on this thing and you're working well with your marketing company, your marketing agency, you're doing your own ads, if you spend your time and effort and focus this off season, be very intentional about dialing this one thing in. I promise you'll explode in 2026. All right, let's talk about data. If you guys don't have data, it is almost impossible to grow your business. You guys are literally, every decision that you guys make is just a guessing game. You guys need to know your numbers. And you don't need to know 1,000 numbers. You don't need to know 100 numbers. Maybe you pick 10, 15 numbers that you guys just watch on a consistent basis, right? So things like cost per lead, your customer acquisition cost. We already kind of talked about close rate. Maybe it's revenue per employee or revenue per technician, or maybe it's retention or lifetime value of the client, or just things like that, right? Stops per day, skips per day. Just make sure you have the data so you know what's going on in your company. And I promise you, when you understand these things, everything just gets easier. You know where to put your spend, right? So if you have 2 different ads, one has a lower cost per lead, and the other one has a higher cost per lead, but you're converting the higher cost per lead at 70% versus one has a lower cost per lead, maybe because it says free initial and it's super cheap, but you're converting 10%. Like, I know that I'm going to put my money towards the other ad that has a higher cost per lead. But if you guys don't have that data, you don't know where to put your money, you don't know where to spend more of your money. You'll know what's working, basically, and you know what's not working. You'll know what's broken, and you know how fast you can scale. So if you know that if I put $115 inside this client machine and it returns me $800, how many times are you going to put that $115 inside that machine to spit back $800? You do it over and over and over again. But if you don't track anything, you're not going to know. If you don't know your numbers, you're just guessing, like I said. And if you're guessing, you just get stuck. And this is why every operator gets stuck at certain plateaus, because they just don't know their data. When you know the data, it just becomes a game, like I said. And the operators who dominate the zip codes aren't better technicians. We're all using the same product. We all have the same technicians. They simply just understand what drives their business forward. They know the KPIs, they know the numbers, they know the data, they have it. They say, hey, cool, we're going to double down on this ad. We're going to double down on this marketing platform. Like, you need to know all this data. Again, with your technicians, everything across the board. That's what gives you control. That's what lets you expand. That's what lets you guys win long term. Everything that I covered today was obviously a super high level version. If you want the full blueprint, the exact frameworks, the checklists, the templates, scripts, the step-by-step way how to dominate your zip code in 2026, it's all in my new book, Zip Code Kings. Use it to get ahead. Use it to build your strategy for 2026. Then go win 2026. We'll have it in the link below. And as always, thanks for watching.